Love and peace to you. Thank you so much for joining me here. Welcome back to your version of Heaven on Earth. We're here studying the lessons of A Course in Miracles, and today we're on lesson number 219. 219. We are still in a review period for today and tomorrow, and then we will be moving on once again. But today's lesson is like the triple whammy. We've been talking about our bodies for many days now during these lessons, and today we go completely about the body. So I hope that this is making an impression upon you that you are not your body. And as much as our personality matrix or this mask that we wear is wanting us to believe that this is all there is and that this is so important and it deserves a lot of respect and all these things, it's like this is just a moment in no time. So I'm having a lot of fun with this, and I'm excited about today's lesson, and I hope you are too. So let's jump into it. I am not a body. I am free, for I am still as God created me. I am not a body. I am free. I am God's son. Be still, my mind, and think a moment upon this, and then return to earth without confusion as to what my Father loves forever as his son. I'm not a body. I am free, for I am still as God created me. All right, the thing that I want to talk about with this lesson is this beautiful sentence about returning to earth without confusion. So I think what Jesus is wanting us to learn here is another lesson in meditation. So we're being told to be still our minds, get into a peaceful state, and think a moment about this. And then when you're complete with your experience with the words of this lesson, then you return to earth. So the imagery for me that came through as I was meditating on this is essentially the body, which is a corpse, a bag of bones or meat suit, whatever you want to call it. When I go into meditation, I'm imagining that I'm in my body, but I close my eyes and the body instantly disappears. So while I was imagining this lesson, I quickly rose up out of my body, rose up out of this house, rose up out of this town in the state of Florida and above Hurricane Debbie, wherever she is, right? And I was just in a very white, not even space where you imagine like the black sky and the stars, like it was just white. And I knew I'm not in my body. I'm not my body. I'm traveling. And I just had this moment of actually more like laughter, like it's a big cosmic joke that we take all this earth stuff so seriously. And what else was I thinking about? It's a couple things came to me, but it was really lighthearted and joyous. It wasn't like one of those meditations where you're just like, you're almost about to cry because you're in awe. I mean, those moments are beautiful too, don't get me wrong. But this one was more like fun and lighthearted and just this idea. Oh, something came to me about the contrast and comparison between being on earth and being in spirit form without a body. But it's so interesting how the idea of control came to me. And I've served 20 years in the Army, and I don't work now. So I'm very sensitive to anything that is trying to control me. Any body, any rule, anything. Like I'm really aware of it. And I'm like, wait a second, I'm under no law but God's. So it's just this, I'm laughing at all of the things that I used to let control me as I'm going through this meditation. So then it says, you're only there for a moment and you return to earth. So it's like I knew I was going to go back into my body and go on about my day. And what came to me was I have the choice to bring with me back into my body today on earth as I'm going about my little avatar's illusory life. And I can remember that this space is just a simulation. And that came through so strong today. Like, I've returned to my body, I've returned to earth, but this word simulation and this idea that I'm creating everything. And then the one thing that, as I was coming out of the meditation and getting ready to sit down and make this video, I had the thought of, okay, if I'm not my body and my mind is creating everything, I know we've talked a lot about pain and sickness, and that's kind of like another topic, and Jesus has very specific answers for this. But one thing that came up in my mind was the urge to go to the bathroom. It felt like a control mechanism. Like, wait a second, if my mind is actually creating all conditions in my body, but I can work around some of those. When I have the urge to go to the bathroom, like, I have to comply with that. I have to go. So it's one area where I'm allowing the earthly realms to control me. And again, it feels lighthearted and silly, so it's kind of like, whatever. It's just what came to me about the body as I was coming out of this meditation. And it's also, again, something to laugh at. Like, the urge to go to the bathroom, of all the things to put into our system of awareness, you have to respond to that. And it's funny too, because maybe it is truly a spiritual thing that we have these bodily systems. We have to urinate, we have to take a dump, right? And it's like, a lot of times I am going about my day, and when I go to the bathroom, that's the only reflective time that I may have. So that was sort of my answer to my question out there to Jesus. Like, I'm not my body, I am free, but I don't feel so free when I get the urge to go to the bathroom. Like, I have to comply with that. So the answer that came to me was, many times humans are thinking deeply and contemplating a lot when they're on the toilet. So it helped me realize that, oh, okay, I'm not enslaved by my bodily functions. Because yeah, going to the bathroom is an opportunity to do more meditation. You're already meditating in the morning, you're planning on meditating at night. Well, each time you go to the bathroom is a chance to sort of take yourself away from the world or whatever you think is going on. And, play in this realm of like the laws of physics, and this is one area when we run into the bathroom and it's like, okay, this is another time that I could be with Jesus. I could connect with my guides. I could pause and listen, bathroom guidance, it comes in, right? And I think it's another reason why people will post signs inside of bathroom stalls and public restrooms, because they know that people are in a contemplative state when they're in here. So anyway, thank you for joining me on the channel here. We're having fun studying the lessons. You're not a body. You are free. You are still as God created you. Be lighthearted with this today. Have fun with this lesson and just contemplate all the things that are making you feel like you're stuck in this body and controlled by this body. And I mean, that's all the ego, of course. But this is the day to really, the triple whammy, 3 sentences in a row that are talking about the body. Jesus didn't do this on accident. So think about all those things. And if you're able to leave your body during your meditations, great. And when you go wherever you go, cherish that and love it and remember it and get excited about coming back into this simulation world where, sure, in our minds, we're only under God's law, but while we're here, we're playing around with gravity and, deadlines and some kinds of routines that we have. And yet, at any time, we could drop all of that and walk away and know that we're not really violating truth. And we're still beautiful, we're forgiven, we're loved by God, we're finding our peace in the best way that we can. And just remembering who we actually are as God's son. This is a beautiful lesson. Thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy it, have fun, and I'll see you back here on the next one.